Yeah, how do you find cutting edge
How do you find cutting
information?
edge information?
Yeah, Bird Eye showed up a bit and asked this question. I thought it was good. I had a hard time sort of figuring out an answer. I think the way I answered it was to say I'm looking for the information that isn't cutting edge, basically the information that I can actually find. Like, what is the most closely related thing to the cutting edge that I can find? And that's what I'll try to go after because cutting edge information is really tricky to keep up with. So I basically opted out of answering
I
it
really
directly.
didn't understand what he meant by this. Like, I was kind of confused, like, by the question a little bit. I took him literally because I didn't understand if he meant like Bitcoin or actually life, or if he meant like technology.
Like
So
he laid,
I just answered it in life. If that makes any sense.
yeah, he laid out the scenario. You basically start.
Eh,
Okay, all right. Uh, do you have something you want to say that isn't?
this this is where like I feel like we've disagreed on this before when it comes to like reading things plainly on online, and I've gotten in trouble for this before, so I'm gonna slightly disagree. But teach their own.
I just don't. I don't know what even happened, but they lay it out at the top here, where the scenario is you take on a new job in a field that is very new, and there's lots of things happening. How do you educate yourself to become like world class, basically at the cutting edge?
That's how you read it. I read it as how
It's
did you
literally the
find
first sentence.
well, I read it as how do you find cutting edge information? Question mark, the title. Have you ever taken a new job and realized how much new information you have to educate yourself on get up to speed? Question mark. Best way I can explain this is with an example. That's a statement. Let's say I'm brand new to Bitcoin and I want to get caught up on the latest and greatest in the Bitcoin development scene. Statement. What are the important BIPs being discussed? Question mark. What are trends are crucial to be on top of? Question mark. Who are the right voices to be listening to? Question mark. Where do I go to find this information? These are all questions. Yeah.
Oh, that's what that loopy thing at the end of
Yeah.
those lines
See,
are.
because this
What's
all
up with that?
feels like Bitcoin questions here.
No, that was an example.
Yeah. See, that's where I feel like he asked like here feels like a totally different question, and then here feels like a statement, and then here's feel like
That's
another statement, and then here's feels like a totally different statement, and then here feels like a Bitcoin question. It just feels all over the place.
Anyway, I just wanted to bring up this post.
Sorry.
I thought it was an interesting question, and I think difficult to answer, no matter the way that you interpret it. And apparently, you can interpret it in many different
Yeah,
ways.
I think I interpreted it like the best way I could.
That's
But you interpreted it just like as a Bitcoin question, I guess.
I interpreted it the way I read it, as if I was
You were
coming
looking
into,
for a job,
I was looking for not looking for a job. I just taken a new job in a field I didn't understand yet, and I'm
not a Bitcoin job.
trying to become world class at it.
Okay, so you're interpreting it as like, hey, I got a new job, or hey,
I got a new job in AI.
I
I'm
got a new
unfamiliar
job.
with AI. How do I
Oh, okay.
become world class at understanding AI stuff?
Yeah.
And that's the example they used is like, let's say
Okay.
you just got interested in Bitcoin, you become world class at understanding Bitcoin. How would you do it? So that's
Yeah. I wish you would have asked the question. Then I would have answered it differently.
well, I think they did a fine job. It's they did intersperse an example with other questions. I
Yeah.
think.
If he would have ran it through ChatGPT and then reframed it, I think it would have I would have read that. So anyways. But this is good. So you basically said find the perfect book.
That's what I try to do usually. That's
So
like my move.
yeah, I can see you doing that. You always give me like 3 books or something whenever you tell me to go do something. So I could see that. And then you said study something that's cutting edge often. Those influences often it's not the prior cutting edge that's influenced that it's usually something far more abstract or similar. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. So
That feels like feelings.
no, well, like if you think about Bitcoin specifically, you might think that you should study a lot of cryptography to know what motivated Satoshi,
Yeah.
but really you might want to study instead money and the history of money because that probably played uh, a more important role. The cryptography was definitely part of it. That's how he kind of, but the idea,
Hmm.
the motivation behind it, or like the appreciation
Hmm.
um, I think mostly stems from a deep understanding of money. And so you might look at something like Szabo. Szabo is not studying crypto. Mostly a lot of his writing is about money.
Right.
So that's mostly what I mean is like when something is new, it's not what's at the surface. It's like the influences are usually strange.
And then this one down here is if you're better with people than I am.
Yeah, go. I recommend just move like if wherever most AI stuff is happening. If that like if AI is the example, I'd move where a lot of the top AI people are, and you just kind of. I think it's the smartest thing to do.
Just be a sponge.
Yep, you just kind of end up absorbing tons of stuff incidentally.
Yeah, I think this is all good for sure. Topher, what do you think, Topher? How do you get to find the cutting edge information, Topher? How does Topher do it?
Cutting edge information?
How do you, because I don't know if you read this thing because it's like worded weird based off of my opinion. Sorry, Bert, I love you.
How do you find cutting edge?
How do you find cutting edge information?
Ooh. Twitter.
Okay.
Really?
That was Scoresby's answer.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
That's where you're going to find it. Yeah, I can't think of like where else.
But is that how you found out about everything though?
Oh, okay. Research papers.
Because you've
Twitter.
done a lot of
But
things, dude.
But
That's where you get your alpha. It's Twitter.
Well, yeah, cutting edge information.
Yeah, like say like how'd you know like to come to Austin? How'd you know to build on Bitcoin? How'd you know cryptography stuff? Like how'd you know all the stuff you know? Like, just all
Well,
Twitter?
not all of it's cutting edge. So like there was Signal in Austin for a while.
So, but you found it all through Twitter?
Uh,
Dang, you're giving a lot of credit to
well,
your
I'm
boss
saying
right now.
cutting edge information find through Twitter.
Dang.
Yeah, because that's like where everybody wants
That's
to.
crazy.
The moment you find something out and you want other people to know about it, you go on Twitter and talk about it. So
Interesting.
it's like where a lot of breaking news happens
Dang.
on Twitter. So that's where I
Really?
would go.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Hard-
Search engines are too slow.
Wow.
takes time to build up links on a search engine. But that's like a lot of the status game on Twitter is are you on the cutting edge? I will follow you if you are on the cutting edge. If you are more up to date than other people, if you are spreading more cutting edge information to me,
Interesting.
I will follow you. I will retweet you. It's kind of the game that's been created there.
It's funny.
And
Depends on the niche too. Because
Yeah.
like some places, like delving Bitcoin, you'll probably find stuff that's like more cutting edge there or on the mailing list versus like on Twitter. So it depends. Depends what you're looking for.
Yeah. Fascinating.